And brings perspective on all things AFC South. As the creator of the Touring the AFC South podcast, he brings that knowledge to the table right now, brother from another. Mike, good to see you, brother. I went into this first round being like the AFC South going to be the story, given that they had 3 teams in the top 12, 2 picking twice, and then the Jaguars being real slick at the back end of the first round, everybody chasing what they have in Trevor Lawrence. So start with the Texans. A lot of people's big winners picking C.J. Stroud at 2, Will Anderson at 3, trading back in for the price of the 12th, 33rd picks this year, and a 24th first and third next year. How did the Texans do?
I think the Texans did great. I mean, honestly, they came into this draft with a lot of different things they needed to fill, mainly quarterback and a pass rusher. With C.J. Stroud, you come in there and you get him in there, and he is probably the most talented quarterback out of all of them, in my opinion. He definitely is ready to play right now, and he fills a hole. And basically, they couldn't go back to Davis Mills being the quarterback again on that team. Now you have defensively with the number 3 pick, you have Will Anderson Jr. They did not have any pass rush. Jerry Hughes Jr. was their leading pass rusher, and unfortunately, he's very long in the tooth, and you can't depend on that type of production next year either. So adding Will Anderson Jr., adding C.J. Stroud definitely fills 2 holes on that team and allows them to kind of progress forward and maybe compete for the AFC South this year.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, so if you look at it that way, they clearly had a great night of drafting. The Texans did. But last year, the Jaguars won the division dramatically, that last game against the Titans. Whose division is it? After this draft, I know it's early, night 1, we got a couple more to go. Whose division is it in 2023? Do you still give it to the Jaguars, or you got somebody else?
You got to still give it to the Jaguars at this point. I mean, look at it. You have Marvin Jones Jr. He leaves, and you have Calvin Ridley you had in a trade you got last year for a 5th-round pick. And they're still basically adding to those pieces to the team, and they're the most solid, the most developed team in the division right now. The Titans and the Colts are still trying to find themselves again. And the Texans are still trying to find themselves also. So, yes, right now, it's still the Jacksonville's division.
I give Jacksonville a lot of credit. Trent Baalke and our guy Doug Peterson, the official coach of Brother from Another, I give them a lot of credit because they didn't pick up high, but they traded back twice, ended up with Anton Harrison from Oklahoma to take the place of the now suspended Cam Robinson. And Michael, they got their own 2nd and 3rd tonight. But then on Saturday, you're going to hear the Jaguars a lot. 3/4, a 5th, 3 6ths, and 2 7ths.
Come on.
So they got a chance to add a lot of roster depth. I love just the maneuvering that they did yesterday. All right, back to the top of the draft, though, Mike. The Colts taking Anthony Richardson. And I get the sense that Indianapolis would prefer to watch him struggle with them than be great somewhere else. Like, I think they were enamored by that ceiling more than they were scared by the floor. What do you think about the Colts bringing in Anthony Richardson, who a lot of people think just needs more experience and more seasoning?
Honestly, I think it's a great move. If you look at their coach, Steichen, he actually coached Justin Herbert in with the Los Angeles Chargers, and then also look at him and Jalen Hurts. With Anthony Richardson, he can actually accentuate his strengths, allow him to run the football, but also he can help him in the passing game, put him in positions to succeed with the weapons that they have, like Michael Pittman Jr. and Jonathan Taylor, a little bit of maybe a quarterback option read type of things as well. So, you definitely get a quarterback that's going into a right situation with a great guy with quarterback.
The bottom fell out of that organization last year. Yeah. It seems like they're better than the 4th overall pick as a roster, feels like.
You like that pick, Mike?
Right. Yeah, I actually like that pick. I thought it was the best fit for Anthony Richardson, to be honest.
So, and lastly, the Titans. Our guy, Rand Carthon, first draft. They ended up with Peter Skoronski out of Northwestern at 11. Will Levis and Hendon Hooker from right down the road at Tennessee are still on the board. Do the Titans get in on this arms race? You got 3 teams that got their QBs now. What do the Titans do at QB? They got a new stadium. Who's their new face of the franchise once they move on from Ryan Tannehill?
Well, the great thing is they got probably about 4 years to figure it out. New stadium probably won't be around in 2027. But honestly, taking a look at it, I'm not sure they draft either Levis or Hendon Hooker. If you have to pick, I'd say Hendon Hooker. But to me, in my opinion, I think they need to spend that time developing Malik Willis. And with bringing in Peter Skoronski, you add him to that team, you add a lineman that can help blow open holes for Derrick Henry and give him a little bit more of an actual opening to run the football instead of getting touched in the backfield every single time like he did last year.
Mike Patton, appreciate you, man. Thanks
Mike.
for helping us tour the AFC South. They running things. They on the come up. All 4 teams.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.